Roadhouse. So
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. All I can think of whenever I hear the thing Roadhouse, I think of Family Guy
Same here.
With Peter.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
Roadhouse. Yeah,
right.
I same here. My life is Family Guy.
Same here. But
Everything I
guys,
see, I relate it to. Oh my gosh, it's like a Family Guy episode. Everything is ridiculous.
it really is, and I love that episode so much. But
Yeah.
guys, I just want to say welcome to the show. Rossie's here with me, as you can tell, and we're going to be talking about a little Roadhouse drama that's happened about 2 weeks ago, stuff like that. And we're also going to talk some Crow drama. We're nothing but doing drama today, it seems like, but it's going to be a fun show packed with some movie news and stuff like that. I hope you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy this and stuff like that. We're also going to talk about the stuff with Chris Duckman. I'm going to put a disclaimer whenever I get ready to talk about that, so that way I can have it better in context. So, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get on with the show and let's do this. And hey, Rossie, how are you?
What's up, John? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's
Good.
always
And what's
great
up,
to
everyone
actually,
else? Hello, everyone else.
yes, hello to everybody else. I hope that everyone's having a great and safe night.
Absolutely.
You know, it's always great to be able to have you on the show, just talking movies, doing movie reviews, doing a Tupac mixtape that we just got done
Ah,
shooting
that was so fun.
not too long ago. But now here we are doing a movie news segment together, and I just want to say this: there is some drama going on with the whole entire Roadhouse issue.
Right.
I want to address here. So first off, I have a couple of articles I'm going to read off, and then guess what? Then Rossie and I will have the floor. We'll talk about it, and then it's up to you guys to interpretate how you guys received the news and what you guys think of how we did it. So let's go on ahead. Let's do this. So basically, what's going on with this is the fact that there's actually a streaming deal between Doug Lyman and, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Right.
And now Doug Lyman is saying that this thing deserves to be not only streaming on Amazon Prime, but now it deserves to be streamed. Now it deserves to have a theatrical release.
Right.
And so I'm breaking it down from two different perspectives here, Ross. Number one, no one's clamoring for a Roadhouse remake. That's another thing.
Right.
I don't see anybody saying, "Oh, I want a Roadhouse remake." So I don't see this movie being successful at the movie theaters. I think that this would actually, I think streaming is the right way to go about it when you look at it from that angle.
Right.
And Doug Lyman knew from day one that Amazon was just going to be for streaming. It was not going to be a theatrical release. But then Jake winds up responding back to this. He says in an interview with Total Film, Gyllenhaal was diplomatic about the situation, saying, "I adore Doug's tenacity. I think he is advocating for filmmakers in the film in the cinema and theatrical releases. But I mean, Amazon was always clear that it was streaming. I just want as many people to see it as possible."
Right.
So that was Jake's take on it. And if you sign that deal with the studios, you already know for a fact that you signed a deal with Amazon, and that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be a theatrical release, Doug.
Right.
So therefore, you're not going to end up having that theatrical run. But what's your take on it?
First of all, let's talk about the whole Roadhouse thing really quick. I wasn't expecting that either. So I was kind of shocked that they were remaking Roadhouse. But I do get that it is a small cult. They have a cult following. So I do understand that. John and I were just talking about Roadhouse from Family Guy. So anyway, so it's made its stamp on society. But as far as this story is concerned, I totally get where Doug's coming from as far as he felt as if Jake gave a great performance as John Dalton, and to him, it would have been better for them to stream it or not stream it, but have a theatrical release. So it playing in the theaters. But like you said, John, he knew that in the beginning. He knew that when they signed this deal with Amazon, Amazon was very honest. It's going to be streaming on our platform and it's not going to be, in a theater. So everyone did understand that and knew that. And so it seems like after everything got rolling, Doug then decided that he was against it, for good reasons, of course. I get where he's coming from, but they had a choice to take. It was a deal, a money deal. You take, I think it was 70 million or something,
Yeah.
If you want it to go into theaters and 85 million, whatever the number was, they did have a number and they chose to go with the streaming service, Amazon. So you can't now go back and renege on the deal. It is what it is, and it's Amazon Prime. It's not like it's going to be streaming on Tubi. You know what I mean? Not
Oh,
saying that Tubi doesn't have a huge audience, but let's be real. Amazon has a huge audience, and it's. I believe that if anybody that loves Roadhouse, and if you are into Jake Gyllenhaal, he's a great actor. You're gonna go to Amazon and you're gonna watch it. And eventually, it'll be on HBO. But I get the fact that not as much money is made, and globally having
right.
it released in a theater, not everyone's going to be able to see Jake's performance.
Right. And I feel like this, okay? With with that and everything too. Hey Jojo, how are you?
Hi, Joey.
But here's the thing that I feel about Rossi, okay? Like I said, no one's clamoring for a Roadhouse movie.
Right.
And I get the fact that you don't make that much money with streaming services or anything like that. All you're looking for is basically subscribers, and therefore you need something new to pull new subscribers in. So therefore you make your money on new subscribers, not old subscribers.
Right. Right.
So Amazon's using a tool to be able to basically have new subscribers because of like, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's going to be in the
Right.
Roadhouse remake. You also have a UFC fighter, Colin McGregor, that's going to be in there too with them.
Right. Right.
So it's like a 2-for-1 deal. So, I don't blame them for wanting to do this because Jake Gyllenhaal's a fantastic actor.
Oh, he's great. He's absolutely great.
And, you know, I don't see this movie making any money, even if it had a theatrical run. And that's just me being illogical here, even though it was a cult following and everything in the 80s too.
Right.
But I just don't see it making anything. And of course, Jake winds up responding nicely. I like how Jake responds to
It was
this.
very nice.
He
Very
gives
nice.
Doug a lot of respect, a lot of
Yes.
credibility. It's like, hey, look, Doug knew what he was getting into as soon as he
Right.
signed on that dotted line. It was
Right.
always going to be for Amazon. And because of that, we now have to go with Amazon, and it's just going to be for streaming, and it's
Right.
going to be an Amazon original. So therefore, you're now stuck with a streaming service, but you're all, get this, about 1 billion people use Amazon, like you mentioned with Tubi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more profitable in a sense for people to view your movie on Amazon
Right.
than it is to be on any other streaming service and
Yeah,
everything too.
because I mean, as far as the theater as well too, like you said, I mean, come on, no one's paying to go see Roadhouse, and the people that
Uh,
are paying to go see Roadhouse, they're gonna lose money if they release that in the theaters. Can you imagine how much money will be lost by putting it, releasing it in the theaters? I just think it is a waste of time. No, like you said, no one asked for Roadhouse,
No,
so the fact that you remade it, and like I said, for that following that they have, yeah, that's something that you put on Amazon Prime. Everyone's going to make money off of it. The actors are going to make money off of it. And you signed, you knew, I'm sure the deal was signed. You knew what you were going to get. So,
right,
that's that. But I get where Doug's coming from, of course. But
right. I'm looking.
deal,
Sorry, going ahead.
no, no, the deal's done. Like they accepted that.
Right, exactly. And I'm looking at the box office number for the original one, and the basically is this. Okay, the film grossed $30 million in the United States and
Okay.
31 million internationally for worldwide for a total of $61 million. Okay, so that's how
Right.
much it made.
Right.
Now let's go into the budget though. What
Hmm.
for Roadhouse? And that is gonna be, well, get this, the Jake Gyllenhaal
Right.
one had like a $60 million
Okay.
and get it and $85 million to go on streaming. So that's how much it was for that.
Okay.
So now, and it was 15 million for the original.
Okay. So the original made money.
It made a little bit of profit.
Yeah, but I do remember when the original came out. I mean, Patrick Swayze, I believe he's coming off of Dirty Dancing, and or maybe that was before or after. Anyways, but we knew who Patrick Swayze was. Loved him on Dirty Dancing. I remember seeing the movie when it came out. It was exactly what it was. A action, packed movie, and it was good at the time. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was good. Patrick Swayze did a good job, and it was what it was.
Right.
So that's why out of all movies to remake, it was kind of shocking, that they were, chose to do this one. I was kind of like, really, Roadhouse?
Exactly.
What did I miss?
Nothing. I
Exactly.
promise.
That's exactly. I mean, but it was good enough. I mean, it became a Family Guy meme, which is funny,
Right.
right?
I
And
love the
and
Family
it
Guy
was
thing.
what it was. You would expect that, absolutely. But for it to have a remake, it was just, um, wasn't expecting that. But I will say, I mean, I really love Jake Gyllenhaal, so I'll definitely watch it because I want to see it and see how he does in it because I don't see him as someone that would play John Dalton.
No, I don't see that either. I would actually
Yeah.
put him in there with Conor McGregor's character.
Yeah, right. Right. There you go. Yeah. So I was
Don't
surprised
get
it
me
was Jake
wrong.
Gyllenhaal. I thought it was like they were joking. I just see him
Right.
as a different type of actor.
Right. Same here as well. And Jake Gyllenhaal's a good looking man, like no
Oh,
joke.
absolutely. Of
But
course.
not Patrick Swayze good looking. You know
Yeah,
what I
it was a different type of look. It was just, so I didn't, like you said, someone like Conor McGregor, playing that part. You get it, the whole persona. You know what I mean? Yeah.
with Jake Gyllenhaal playing Conor McGregor's part as the villain, and then have someone else that's very good looking, maybe
Yes,
Ryan
right.
Gosling playing a Patrick Swayze
Oh, I thought you
or
were
some.
saying, I was thinking that Conor McGregor playing the part that you were saying, you think that they would put someone like him in it because of his rugged looks and all that. And I'm
Right.
saying,
But I would
yeah,
think
it's,
that Jake would actually
John
be better
Dalton.
for it. Right.
Okay.
Swap it, basically.
Swap it. Okay.
So JoJo says Dirty Dancing, then Roadhouse. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for that.
I figured he was coming off of Dirty Dancing.
So now we got that out of now we got the drama out of the way. So now we're gonna go on and take a break from the drama and bring in Disney strikes deal with Disney. That does not make sense. But no, Disney strikes deal with Sony for
Yes.
distribution of physical content and physical media.
Right.
And this had everybody in an uproar. And at first I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like a Disney fan or anything like that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I like a couple of movies here and there, but I'm not
Yeah,
like
but not, yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna go ride the Magic Kingdom anytime soon or anything. But you know, but this is
Yeah,
coming from
that's
Variety.
funny.
Variety.
Yes.
Disney is outsourcing a big piece of its home entertainment division to Sony Pictures Entertainment, which will manufacture, distribute, and market the Mouse House's DVDs and Blu-rays disc and other physical media. As part of the deal, Sony will market, sell, and distribute all Disney new releases and catalog titles on physical media to consumers through retailers and distributions in the United States and Canada. Disney will continue to manage its own digital media, like premium video on demand. It's unclear if this is a result in layoffs at Disney. However, the studio is expected to conduct an internal assessment across all business functions that support physical entertainment amid the transition to Sony, according to sources familiar with the agreement. And according to Disney, the licensing model allows the studio to continue other offer films and TV shows through physical retailers and to respond to consumer demand more efficiency. Efficiently. The company said the shift is consistent with strategies and implement company wide as well as transition in other markets.
Right.
So there's that, and then whatever the reasoning, physical disc sales have long been in decline, and they show no signs of rebounding amid the industry streaming boom. Revenue
Right.
for physical media in the U.S. dropped 28% to 754 million in the first half of 2023,
Right.
compared with a 1.5 billion in the prior year, according to data for DEG, the Digital Entertainment Group. So,
Right.
so now that's out of the way. So, what do you think of this?
I totally get the people being concerned with layoffs because with that you would expect there to be mass layoff at Disney because they're not operating or controlling that property. They've given it to Sony to take care of it for them. But I do understand that times have changed. It's kind of like the past story that we just talked about with the whole Roadhouse thing. Streaming or theaters. With Disney. There aren't a lot of red boxes. I think they have here that the DVD sales and Blu-rays have gone down a lot. I mean, people like John and I who love movies, we're going to buy the DVDs and all that,
Mhm.
but they're not. It's not the way it used to be. Everything is streaming now. So I get them getting rid of that and allowing Sony to kind of distribute and handle that. And I do want to mention that right now, Best Buy discontinued sales of DVDs. This is after what you just read.
Right.
And Blu-ray disc in the store and online in early 2024. The move followed Netflix's decision last September to shutter its DVD by mail service. So you have Walmart, Amazon, and Redbox are among the select major retailers to sell copies of like Avatar and Avengers. So we're not buying DVDs like we used to. There's
No.
no renting, it's not like it used to be. So I get what they're doing, but I am concerned about what happens to that department, to those people. Will there be layoffs, or because I was reading that they were going to assess everything and then go from there. So they're not necessarily saying they're laying off, but I mean, that could be a possibility.
I have a feeling though it has something to do with layoffs though, because otherwise, why would you go ahead and try to strike up a deal with Sony when you've been
Okay.
basically distribution, DVD sales and stuff like that from the very beginning?
Right.
Not only that, but Disney also canceled their movie club for after 23 years of service as well in the early
Right. The
2000s.
mouse. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Mouse house, mousy house. Yes.
Yeah. So they get rid of that, and that's also part of physical content.
Right.
So I'm thinking that maybe Sony's like, look, we're going to distribute it, but you're going to have to drop something in order for us to work with you.
Right.
So
I
therefore,
can understand that.
they probably dropped the Disney Club.
Yes.
And I was like, well, aren't you mad about it? I said, I'm not a Disney Club member. I don't have a
Right.
reason to be mad.
I didn't
I
even know they
said, if
still
I
had
want
the
physical
Disney Club.
media, I can't afford a Disney movie. I can go to Walmart and pick up a steelbook, but it's physical media. I said, yeah,
Right.
but I still can go into a store and pick up something without having to worry about being a subscriber to Disney.
Right.
So I'm not mad about it at all, but
Yeah,
it
I
makes
don't.
me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
But
Yeah.
but going off what you said though, DVD sales have been in decline. Yes,
Yes.
I follow physical media collectors like myself, like
Yeah.
yourself, on
Yep.
TikTok
Gonna
because,
buy.
and matter of fact, I pre-ordered the Crow 4K Steelbook. So because I
Yeah,
think it
I
looks nice.
love having
But
the DVD. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. My bad.
no, go ahead.
I love having the DVD in hand. I'm one for physical
Mhm.
media. I like going to the store and buy, and I'm just one of those people. Like we said, I'm a gamer. I love movies, so I love having that. And I love to collect. So, but I understand where it's going, and I don't have a problem with it at all. It doesn't bother me. Like
Me
we said,
neither.
we're not, Mousy Club or Mickey Mouse Club or Mouse Club,
Oh boy.
subscribers, and
No.
I don't subscribe. And I
Yeah,
don't subscribe to, the Disney Channel. So yeah.
right. And I do have some type of nostalgia sometimes for Disney Plus, sometimes where I'll go back and revisit certain movies and everything that I grew up in my teenage years. But like I said, I'm not a Disney Club member. I don't care
Right.
about that. But physical media is something that I care about. Now, let's
Yes.
say, for instance, a movie bombs in a box office in the early 2000s. Okay.
Yep.
If your movie bombs, there's a chance that somebody could pick up the DVDs
Yes.
and it could make money off of the DVD sales
Right.
because of it. And now you can't do that because of digital media,
Right.
because of how everything's digitalized now. And the problem that I have with streaming services is the fact that they don't ever have the movies that we're looking for on streaming sometimes. And sometimes it's out of print on physical media and it's hard to get.
Right.
And at least if I have it on my rack, I can pull it off my shelf anytime I want without having to wait for someone to sign a contract and said, oh, yeah, we're going to go in and put Clerks 1 on there
Right.
this week. Okay, well, guess what? What do you do? I have it on my shelf. I can just pull it off now. I don't have to
Right.
wait. That's one good thing about having physical media, because I can put it off my DVD shelf over here and just be able to watch it.
Right.
Some people call me a dinosaur. I don't care. I love physical media.
No, we still,
Me too.
go online, go on Amazon and order, a bunch of movies from like the 80s or horror films, the collection of, whatever, Cabin at the Lake or like something like that. If we
Yeah, like
really love
Cabin in
that
the
movie,
Woods or something like
Cabin in the
that,
Woods, all that,
Yeah.
So yeah, so
And
I,
another,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Rossie. Go on ahead.
No,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I didn't mean.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm just thinking like early 2000s. I was working in a movie gallery, stuff like that. People renting movies, and now I'm thinking that the next thing to go is Redbox
Oh, that's absolutely going. I
because I don't
listen. I
even
would love
see.
to see one. It was like a dinosaur to me. I think I was at a Walmart. No, it was like at a Costco, and I remember looking over, and I remember saying to Clint, like, "Oh my gosh, dude, they still have Redbox. I didn't know they had Redbox because they used to be outside of every 7-Eleven, and we used to go over
Mhm.
there and rent movies. And then all of a sudden they were gone, and then you forget about it. So when you see it, it's like seeing a phone booth. I
Right.
saw a phone booth the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, they have a phone booth. I wonder if it works."
I
Things are,
I would like to know that. But yeah,
you got to change with the times, and so I get that.
same thing, same here.
Yeah.
And we have one at every single Dollar General that we have. Walmart's over here. I used to rent from Redbox. I used to be a club member over at Redbox. Yeah, and I would try to get those bonus points like I was going to a video store.
Right. I thought it was the coolest thing when it
Right.
came
I thought
out,
it was
Redbox.
cool.
So cool. Just go. You don't have to wait, like, because your blockbusters are pretty much gone, but people still like to rent. And I thought it was a good setup.
I just don't like
And
the
it was
five-star
really
system.
popular. Now it's gone. So to find out that, reading this article that Redbox is still out there, I'm like, they're on their way out.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't even see people in near a Redbox now.
Yeah,
You can leave.
yeah, exactly. Like
It's like you can see the tumbleweeds going through there like an old western and everything.
right,
And Clint Eastwood coming out from the good, bad, and the ugly. But I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see Redbox making it. I do
right.
see now if anybody's actually into physical media, go to shoutfactory.com and they have a fantastic bonus collection, stuff like that, if you're into stuff like that.
Awesome.
But anyways, that's just me pushing out some Shout Factory stuff. So next, okay, so we talked about Roadhouse, we talked about
Yes.
that.
Oh, we're talking
So
about The Crow.
yeah, I want your
Wow.
take on the Crow look because I know I talked about it with Pick a Flick podcast the other night,
Right.
and I wanted your take on it.
I was reading the article because I wanted to know a little bit more about what the problem is. And then when I saw the new look of the Crow, I it looks like he's part of the Suicide Squad. And I don't understand why you would go from that earlier goth look, that light goth look, because reading about what is his name, Draven, is it
Yeah,
Draven? Yeah,
Eric
Draven.
Draven. Eric
Draven.
Draven.
Okay, Eric Draven. Looking at him or reading about him, this is supposed to be a good guy, a good soul. So then when you make him look the way he looks, which is like, the guy with the Joker,
Mhm.
um, when you make him look like that, he does look like a villain. He absolutely does look like a villain. So I'm confused to why they would take such a drastic change from that. Now I get that you're updating the movie, but why update the look?
Exactly. Because here's the thing, and I love the Crow. It got me into some. Talk about this all the time, but
Hmm.
it got me into a lot of good rock alternative indie music and stuff like that with Nine Inch Nails, things like that.
Right.
But aside from that, aside from the music, okay, you have this grungy gothic kind of thing that actually felt kind of special. It had this melancholy kind of
Yes.
feel.
Yes. Yes.
And you have this soul that is a revenge story, but it's also a love story.
Right.
And he's avenging the woman that he loves.
Right.
This one looks
Sophia.
like a straight up murderous person that just is pissed off with the world
Yeah. On a revenge
already before he
campaign.
was
And
even a crow.
right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was reading about that, and even the one of the stars of it. What was her name? Shelley. Not Shelley Webster. Shelley Webster plays Sophia, but Rochelle
actress
Rochelle
Rochelle
Davis, who
Davis.
played Sarah back in the day. Like, she's going off online. Like, she wants to boycott it. She doesn't like it, and she's also upset because of the fact that she's like Brandon Lee, who was, Asian, half white, but he was a person of color.
Right.
Why would they choose to go with just a white guy instead of going with someone that would match, Brandon Lee's, race, or I'm sorry, race? Yeah. So, but I myself don't have a problem with that. I don't.
No.
That does not bother me. I don't feel like you have to stick with how that character looked then. I feel like you could switch it up. I understand where she's coming from, but she's really upset about the look. She's upset about, like she said, the diversity part of it, and she will not see the film. Doesn't want to see the film. Like, she's going off. She's totally wanting people to boycott this film.
Yeah, she is. And I just want to mention this too. Like, I found out like there was like other Crow comics besides Eric Draven. And so happens to be this one is actually a different character name in the comic books. And it's
Mm-hmm.
actually part of the Crow legacy or something like that.
Okay.
And matter of fact, my Joseph from the Multiverse of Geekdom is the one who brought it up to me. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I said I thought it was always Eric Draven. And he said, no, there was actually another character.
Really?
Yeah, but instead of them using that one character, they're using the Eric Draven name to basically sell tickets because everybody knows who Eric Draven is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I will say this: I'm not sold on the look. I think that
Right.
you can take anything out of context because it's just a picture. I love Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård is a
Yes.
great actor.
Yes. I was just gonna say his name. Yes.
He did great in John Wick Chapter 4. Great job as
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
I have
Nothing
no
against
issue
him.
with him.
Yeah.
No. And it's and like I told Pick a Flick, I said it doesn't matter if they got Jason Momoa because that was also going to be another actor that was going to go on and play this character. There would
Okay.
still be the same dingy look that we would get. Also, two, the director's also talking crap about the remake.
Yes. Yes.
But here's my thought process on this: as an actress, as a director, I think it's a little unprofessional to talk crap about somebody else's work
Right.
as a director, regardless of the fact of the way it looks, right?
Right.
You had your shot. Nobody talked shit about your stuff.
Right. To
And
go
yes,
at
it looks
someone else's. Right.
right. That's how I feel. And it's only
Yeah.
going to amplify the Crow fans even more as well. Of saying, you see, they're talking about look how bad it looks. The actress, the director, they're busting their balls over there
Yeah. Make
because of
people not.
this.
Right.
And at first, I'm laughing at the fact. Um, at first, I'm laughing at the fact that they're talking about how bad it looks. Then I had to think about this. We as movie reviewers and stuff like that, we can do that because of the fact that we're movie reviewers, we're pundits and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Right.
we're able to do that.
Right.
As someone that's a director, as someone
Right.
that's an actress, as a little for me, it's a little unprofessional. What's
I
your
get
take on
that.
that?
Um.
That's just me, in my opinion, though.
I don't have a problem with someone who directed the original one coming out and saying, I'm not too happy with the
Right.
where this is going. I don't have a problem with an actress saying I'm not happy with, the way that they made him look, or I'm not happy with, I don't have a problem with that. I think that they can voice their opinions. Now, when you get
Mhm.
to the point to where you're wanting the film to be boycotted, I think that, to me, that's going a little far, because that now you're saying, Bill Skarsgård, that affects him as an actor. He's playing that part. It affects the movie itself, and of course that's what you're wanting to do. You're wanting to affect that the film. I just don't think that you should be calling for people to boycott the film. Don't go to the film, but having your opinion about it, absolutely. If you're asked, no, I'm not happy with it. I don't like, where they're going with it now. The whole, diversity thing. I think that's, I don't see where that's an issue. I don't have a problem
No.
with that. Just make the movie good, So
Right.
I get the base complaints about you're taking a character that looked like this and you're making him look like they said, like the villain. He looks like the
Right.
villain. That's not who the character was. But you did mention that there's many, different crows, or there was a different
Right.
one or whatnot.
And there's actually 4 different movies of The Crow too, after Brandon Lee's. There
Right.
was
Yes.
2 theatricals, and all the rest of them have been straight to DVD.
Right.
I like the third one. I like aspects of the second one, but it's not as good. The fourth one had the actor who played John Connor from the Terminator 2. That
Okay.
sucked. But um, the makeup is always different when it comes down
Is
to
it drastic though?
not this drastic.
Yeah, exactly. I know that
No.
the makeup, but it's not this drastic. Like this,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
And the third one, the guy gets framed for a murder he didn't commit. So they fry him in an electric chair. And I thought this was a cool concept of the fact that the guy has burnt skin. He's taken the burnt skin off his face,
Okay.
and he has scars right here, right here, right here, and on his
Okay.
mouth. And then
Okay.
basically they just take some lipstick and stuff like that and do
Right.
it like that. I'm like, okay, I like the way they did that because of the fact that they're using the burnt scars and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but this is drastic. This is totally different, outside of left field and everything. I do not like the look of it.
I am for watching it though. I'm looking forward to seeing it, reading about it, and what they're going to do, like what this movie is going to entail. I definitely will watch this film. So I'm not saying I will not watch it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I'm gonna watch a trailer
You
first
know,
before I see it, and then pass judgment on the trailer if I think that it's gonna be something I would want to watch or something.
right? We'll have to
But
do a reaction to that.
most definitely, I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so now
Also,
that we got,
guys, I want to mention that it is going to be in theaters June 7th, 2024. So want to let
yep,
you guys know. You guys will be
and
able
it's
to check it
facing
out.
off against Bad Boys 4.
Right, right. Ugh,
So
that's a hard one. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a hard one.
definitely.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about Chris Stupman for a minute.
Okay.
So Chris got on his YouTube channel and stuff like that, and I just want to point this out. I love Chris Stupman. He doesn't
Yes.
know who I am or anything. Um, but there are two great YouTubers who are great at what they do when it comes down to being a movie critic. There's Jeremy
Right.
Johns,
Yeah.
and then there's Chris Stuckman.
Right.
And of course, my favorite pundits is, of course, John Campea, Christian Harloff,
Right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but Chris got on his channel, and basically he winded up saying that he's going to, he said, I need to talk about this. And that was actually the
Yeah.
whole entire subject title of the YouTube video.
Right.
I need to talk about this, using the Madam Web thumbnail as a source of way of saying that he needs to talk about this. Everybody was thinking he was going to be talking about the Madam Web film.
Right.
And yes, he does use some clips within the
Yes.
the video and stuff like that to talk about certain things, but that's not the overall theme of what he was trying to talk about.
Right.
But I will say this: as a movie reviewer, we need to actually say this. I think that it's important to talk about the positives as well as the negatives. You cannot talk about just the positives of something, because there's no such thing as a perfect film. You have to give balance to the two. There's rare times that I give 5 out of 5s to movies, stuff like that.
Right.
If I felt like it was deserved 5 out of 5, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. But you need to talk about both. You can't be halfway in and halfway out.
Right.
And I understand that Chris is coming out with his own movie and things like that too. But, and he even announced it. I love his honesty. He's upfront with you. He's like,
Yes.
hey, look, I'm no longer going to be talking about the negatives of movies and stuff like that. There's other outlets that you can do that with,
Right.
but I'm not going to be the one who does it. And after that, I'm like, okay, so basically your stuff is going to be watered down to the point where your stuff is basically nothing but positivity
Right.
within the film community because of the fact that you have respect for other directors. Okay, that's
Right.
cool. But I believe that as a film critic, you need to talk about the positives and negatives, just like how a movie reviewer is supposed to talk about the positives and negatives as well.
Right.
You have to have balance between that. But what's your take on it?
You know, as an actress, I get where he's coming from, because you don't want to bash other actors, you know, because you're in that world, and you know, for me, trying to get to where they're at. So me being a movie reviewer, I struggle with that, you know, because I don't want to, you know, like I said, I don't want to speak negative of how the acting was and whatnot, but that's what we do, and you have to be honest with that. So I get where he's coming from. He's in that community. Also, I understand he did mention that, We talked about that, working, a director working under the pressure of a studio. you know he doesn't know how that is because he's an independent, director. So he feels like now that he's been a director, but him doing that now, or with the new film that he has coming out, he don't want to be mean. He doesn't want to talk bad about it. And he is a film critic, and that's what you do. You give the positives and the negatives. And I don't think there's any, you can give a negative without totally, demolishing the
Right,
film or
exactly.
whatnot. That's the point of having, good points and bad points. And if there's a movie that's just, this movie is really, really bad, and I don't have anything good to say about it, there's always something that you can say about it. I mean, John, you and I will say, well, the acting was good, or
Right.
I appreciate, the atmosphere or whatnot. You can always find something good to say. So yeah, so I feel that he's a critic. He should be a critic, and just give both sides. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I respect where he's coming from because I'm in that world too. And you know how hard it is to create. It's hard what we do. It's hard auditioning. It's a lot, and as a director, I mean, that's a whole nother ball game, being on set and watching what they do. Yeah, and to have a product come out and someone ripping it apart, horrible, horrible. So I get him, but your channel is built on being a critic. You're great at being a critic. And doing some research, a lot of people are going to other critics now to go and get the honesty of how they felt about that film. Because as a movie watcher, when I look at, or critics, I want to make sure I'm watching it because I want to know, is this something that I want to view? Is this a movie I want to stand in line and waste my money for? Like, we look for that as movie viewers,
Right.
but I respect them. And like he said, there's other people that you can go out and watch if you're looking for that, but I'm not doing that. And I'm only reviewing movies that I have positive things to say about it.
Right. And another thing I want to address here too. I'm not trying to tell him what he should review or shouldn't review
Right, of
or
course.
anything like that. That's not my job. My job is not to
Right,
tell him what, oh, you need to go ahead and review this movie and talk
right,
about it and just lay it down because the movie sucked or anything. No.
right.
Give your honest opinion. Tell us why you liked it. Tell us why you didn't like it. And that's
Right,
it. You don't have to bash the movie to pieces to the point where there's nothing to build it back up again
right.
or anything. But I am a strong believer of the fact of, if you're going to have something in your title and then you
Yes,
go and you put something in there and you're not talking about that particular movie, even though
right,
you're basically subconsciously basically telling us it's not good
right,
and everything, and trying to draw that line between professionalism and critic. And I get this. I think it's impressive that he's trying to draw the line between the two of them.
right.
But I think there's a way to do it to the point where it's like, look, as a director, I think that it would have worked maybe this way. I was thinking maybe it could go this way with it, but they decided to go
Yes.
in a different
Yep.
direction. But they didn't. Just rephrase the way you review
Absolutely.
stuff
Yep.
and things like that. Because you know the ins and outs of a director, and you're not telling them how they should direct a movie. You're just telling people, hey, look, this is the way I thought it was going to go down because of the way that how things are done because of that. But
Right.
I also felt like, in a way, he was also basically crapping on the studios in a sense, because of the fact that he
Yeah.
said and he said basically that they have a lot of creative control. Yes, they do
Yes.
have creative control. And yes, studios should step in when they need to. And
Right.
yes, Warner Brothers and stuff like that were guilty of the stuff that they did with DC and stuff like that.
Right.
But here's the thing. That company's investing in you
Yes.
to do the best damn movie that you can actually put out, and hopefully it won't bomb.
Right.
And if it bombs, guess what? They're going to turn to you because of the fact that the movie bombed. And not only that, but people are going to end up, because of the fact that the company that they represent and
Yeah.
everything, people are going to look at the company, and they're
Yeah.
also going to look back over at the director too. And that's the way I see it. I think that I think that he shouldn't have not did like that or anything like. But as far as crapping on the movies, like let's say for instance that I'm here to rebuild Rossie's house, and I draw her up the most beautiful blueprint. And
Right.
like, you know what, John, I don't want that fireplace there. But trust me, I'm an artist. I'm gonna put it in the living room. But I don't want it in the living room, John. I want it in my I want my fireplace in my bedroom
Right.
where me and Clint can relax. But trust me, you're gonna love it. So I put it in there. She doesn't like it. Guess what? I'm fired because of the fact that I put a fireplace that she didn't
Out of
like.
here.
Right. Same
Yeah.
case and scenario with this. It's a business.
Yes.
And you have to have creative control over the people that you hire.
Yes.
Representation. You're investing money into this movie, investing your money, time, and energy into the actors, directors, and producers and costume designers, all built up into this one thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I'm not going to tell Chris what he should and should not be doing. That he shouldn't review Madam Web or what he or anything like that. That's not my job. It's never been my job. I'm not here to target any kind of YouTuber or podcaster or anything like that. I've never been. This channel has never been built around that, and it won't ever be.
No.
But it's just certain things that I found that I needed to address, and so.
Yeah, and I do want to say that, you know, like you said, if we don't like what he's doing, go and watch another critic. This is how it's going to be. This is what he's going to do. He's a great film critic, and you know, I'm subscribed to him, and I'll continue being subscribed to him. He's good at what he does.
Exactly. So now that we moved on past that and Roadhouse drama and Chris Duckman, okay, so that's everything for our main topics.
Yes.
So we actually have a question of the day. If you want to shoot us a question of the day, just email me at movieloversunite@gmail.com or email Rossie at rossietalks@gmail.com as well. And we'll take your live question on the air and give you a shout out for just sending us in your question.
Absolutely.
If we see it redeemable. Also, too, we also take questions on X as well, Twitter. But we go on ahead, we'll take that. As a matter of fact, Pillars of Support has come in and chimed in. She has a great podcast. Her name is Mama D. Mama D does a fantastic job. I listened to a couple of episodes of her.
Yes.
Episodes from Unfiltered Studios. Go on ahead, follow everybody over there. From Unfiltered Studios, Sleevy G, all those people. Matter of fact, Sleevy G will be on my show coming up on Sunday for Ghostbusters.
Ooh,
but yeah,
we have a huge family, guys. We have a huge family network, so you have a lot to choose from.
Yes. So, with that being said, she says, "Hi there. Hi, here's my movie question. Please forgive the weird way I think and describe things." The oldest and I are watching X-Men movies, and I suggested Order and not released Order. In X-Men Apocalypse, a young Colonel Stryker has Mystique, American Horror Story fast guy. Well, she actually takes the shape of different characters and stuff like that. So yeah, so Blue Hank, which
oh my god,
which is also is Beast.
Yes.
He has nicknames for everybody, and don't feel bad. I actually have nicknames for people in Game of Thrones too. But Blue Hank and Maria in the Circle Room when Sansa Stark.
Wow.
When Rogue is inside the room where Cerebro room is where they're at. Where basically Professor X can locate different X-Men and stuff like that.
Right.
So. Anyways, is wandering around the place with Cyclops and Nightcrawler. They find and release Wolverine from a cage. He is mega pissed and confused, but has metal claws. Now, in the movie right before this one, Wolverine X-Men Origins, Logan got filled with metal juice by Stryker when he planned to kill his brother for killing his girlfriend. That is also he lost his memories. Yeah. And because old Stryker is mega ass.
Wow.
So, how does Wolverine have metal claws and no memory in the Apocalypse movie, which obviously happened decades early? Will this be explained in a future movie? I haven't seen it yet. Is this plot hole, and did they explain what the timelines, which really annoys me. Okay, so the deal with when watching 20th Century Fox before it was taken over by Disney, spot nudity, continuity. It doesn't matter what you do to the X-Men franchise. They don't believe in timelines. But okay, so when you think of this, let me think here. There was actually the Young X-Men thing that they had.
Yes.
X-Men Fortune? Well, X-Men movies. Hold on. I'm trying to that way I can get it right. X-Men First Class. When they introduced the young kids and stuff like that in X-Men First Class, they were recruiting Wolverine. And Wolverine told them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
And so after that, they go about their ways and they recruit other X-Men. So after that happens, a couple of years later, Days of Future Past happens, which reboots the whole entire thing. So basically, all that stuff that you've seen never even happened.
Right.
And Wolverine, right. So now, guess what? When they go into when you wind up seeing X-Men Apocalypse and he's pissed off and everything and things like that, he's not. Get this, he has he doesn't even remember who they are or anything like that, because now the whole entire timeline has been rebooted. And at that point, I was like, yes, they finally are doing something right with it. They're gonna do it, and no, they lost the ball with X-Men Apocalypse for me. Okay. But yeah, that's why that happened. Is because of the fact that he has no memory of who they are, because of the fact it's been rebooted into a different timeline, and that's why. And he also has claws because of the fact they put the adamantium claws in him, and stuff like that at that time. Because remember, if you go back and watch X-Men Origins with Wolverine, that's when they start dealing with all that. Okay. And it's just coincide with the comics though too, because he never had the adamantium claws. He had his bone would stick out every single time when he would do it. So he was stabbing people with his bones. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So I just want. So that explains your question, Pills of Support. I do thank you for bringing that in here. I do have a question for you, Rossie, though.
Yes.
Okay, so we actually have another movie coming out this weekend, and you also know Dune 2 got released.
Yes.
Okay, so guess what movie is going to be facing off against Dune 2?
Sure.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
Are you serious?
Yes. So my question is for you. Do you see Kung Fu Panda beating out Dune 2?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Nope, not at all. Kung Fu Panda, good. You know, great movie. Kids love it. But to put it up against Dune, absolutely not.
No.
No, I don't see that happening. I think the first one was absolutely epic. The remake that we got back a couple of years ago, was it? A year or two ago?
2021, yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Gosh. Feels like it was just yesterday. But anyways, yeah, so having and that one was amazing. So no, I don't see that happening.
I don't see it either. And you know, the very first one faced off against The Dark Knight in 2008.
Yeah.
And The Dark Knight was making bank in 2008.
Yeah, that one's so good. Yeah.
And these movies are profitable though. 2008's Kung Fu Panda kicked off the martial arts inspired comedy series with 60 million and ultimately grossed 632 million globally. The two follow-ups were financially winners with sequel earnings of 665 million and 3 sequel generating 521 million.
Right.
So my thing is this. I'm thinking that Dune 2 is still gonna. I don't think Kung Fu Panda is gonna roundhouse kick him.
Absolutely not.
And kick him into Roadhouse.
No.
And
Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
But I don't see it. I don't see Dune losing to
Kung Fu Panda, it's gonna do well. Like it's gonna make money. It's gonna do well, but just not against Dune. But yeah, they're gonna do well. I mean, is that Jack Black?
Yeah, Jack Black's
great.
coming back.
Great. Yes.
But here's the thing, though. Rewatchability is always another thing, right? So people are going back to seeing Dune like 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
And yes, you do have. I like the fact that kids' movies are coming out and everything. Stuff
Yeah.
reminds me of the old days again.
Yeah.
So it's good to have something for the kids. But I hate to say it, but
Absolutely.
Dune ones will be number 1. Number 2
Yes.
will be Kung Fu Panda.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's going to be it as far as our movie news segment goes.
Do we
Rossie,
want
thank you.
to share our
Huh?
good news? Our news?
Huh?
Do we want to share our news?
Yeah. How about this? I'll let you talk about that.
Well, I don't have the actual
Okay. Yeah,
article here,
that's right.
so just
Okay.
give a roundabout.
Okay.
Film
There we go.
Freeway. Yeah.
I got you. So here's the thing. I'm sitting inside the doctor's office. Yeah.
You said the
Getting
doctor's office.
but doctor. Sorry, got talk. I cannot talk tonight. You can't pay my time. But
Me too. You know me.
it's all
You know
good.
me.
Uh, but here's the thing. We ended up getting a message from the Macro Project Film Festival, and basically they basically review movies with HBO, Netflix, Disney, Warner Brothers, and so many more. There has been some buzz about our work in the film festivals and industries circles of late, and our partners of Film Freeway recommended you to us. So we are going to be probably reviewing our first couple of screeners
Yes.
of HBO movies,
Yes.
Netflix, stuff like that. I'm
Yes.
just thrilled over the fact that they reached out to us.
Yeah. It was.
And
Done.
going ahead.
Sorry, John and I. You guys know us. We do this. We do this. We can speak for each other sometimes, but or finish each other's sentences. Anyways, okay. Dude, I'm sitting watching some TV, probably playing a little Valhalla, and I get a message from John, and he sends me that. And I'm just super stoked and excited because for John and I, we enjoy, coming here, doing reviews, and but we're doing this for a reason. We enjoy it, and we want this to be our future career. Something that we can really do great at and brand ourselves and make us a place where you guys want to come and see two regular smegular people giving you our opinions about movies and doing reviews. We love that. So to know that we've been watched, that someone's watching us, and someone of importance that we can, goodness, learn from and get great movies from, that's a really big deal for reviewers like us. So we are super excited, and we appreciate you all reaching out to us, and that there's a buzz about Movie Lovers Unite.
Same here. I'm very excited for it. Like, this has been my dream since I started up the podcast from day one because I knew what I wanted to do.
Right.
I had that goal and that ambition of what I wanted. And now it's happening. And it's
Right.
like surreal, right?
Yes.
The point where it's like I have to pinch myself because of the fact that this is happening. And we are just incredibly thankful and honored and humbled over this.
Absolutely.
Because we're just small indie podcast that doesn't make anything off of reviews or anything.
Right.
And I think that just makes us even more humbled at the fact that somebody would reach out to us and just say, "Hey, look, we've seen you. We like what we see. We want you to, and we want you to come and review films that we want to send out to you."
Right.
So thank you so much for reaching out to us.
Thank
It
you.
is a truly an honor, a blessing, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So movies to come. Movies to come, guys. New reviews to come.
We're not done yet. We got plenty to go.
So many movies, guys. So many. Oh, JoJo.
Thank you, JoJo. Thank you so much for your love and support as well, and stuff like that too. I see you on TikTok liking my videos and liking Rossie's videos and stuff like that. Thank you for being our biggest cheerleader for us.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So that's gonna be it as far as the show goes, but I have some news as well.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, Sleepy G will be on my show Sunday at but it's gonna be at 7:00. It's gonna be. Hold on, I actually have the schedule right here.
Okay.
So Ghostbusters is gonna be on March 10th at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. Then I have the Reels podcast coming in with me, and we're going to be reviewing Surf Ninjas.
Awesome.
So we're going to be doing some nostalgia stuff with that. That's going to be on March 16th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, which is going to be on a Saturday night. So we're going to be doing that. But yeah, just come on, enjoy talking Ghostbusters with us on March 10th at 8 o'clock p.m., 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We are doing rewatch reviews all the way up until the new Ghostbusters movie comes out.
Cool. Can't wait for that. And also, guys, just to let you know, on March 20th, I have the wonderful, talented actress Kristen Duff that's going to come back through, and her and I are going to review Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man in the Metaverse, is it?
Hold on. Spider-Man in the...
Did I say Metaverse?
It's close.
It's verse, something verse. I haven't seen it yet. That's what's cool about it is I haven't seen it. Go ahead, John.
Yeah. So the first one is Into the Spider-Verse. You're going to be watching that before you watch this. So Beyond the Spider-Verse is what you're going to be
Beyond the
reviewing.
Spider-Verse, not Metaverse, not Facebook. Anyways, Kristen and I are going to review that. I love Spider-Man. Haven't seen the movies before, so Kristen loves Spider-Man, so I'm going to do that review with her. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be on March 20th. And then on March 28th, I'm bringing the guys back for our gaming show, and we're going to do some gaming news. So you have Trust and Don Tucker and Jason Nichols. That's going to be coming through, and we'll be back on March 28th, guys, with some gaming news. So please tune in.
Yep, and Rossie and I are going to be doing our Twister review as well. And we're not going to be playing the game Twister. We're actually going to be reviewing Twister the movie.
Right. I'm looking at my calendar.
It's okay. You know what? I need one of those for me. But
dude,
I have to
they're awesome. Dry erase, they're awesome. But Clint's telling me I need to move it because it doesn't look good right there. I should put something else right there. And I'm like, I just like it right there, you know?
You know, so, he's not the art. Look, he's the architect. He's being me right now. Use my analogy.
Yeah, there we go. I like it. But yeah, you got to get one. I'll probably have to send you one, dude. They're really awesome.
But okay, so it's not called Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's going to be the fourth one. That's going to be like the third one, but it's actually Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, playing the game. So can't wait to play or watch the movie.
Me either. I can't wait to see that review that you guys do. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it as far as the show goes. Thank you so much, JoJo, for commenting, supporting us. Thank you to everyone that has supported us, and also too, thank you to Piddles of Support for that awesome message as well. Go ahead and reach out to us at movieloversunite@gmail.com and at Rossie McCree. rossietalks@gmail.com. All right, guys. Well, talk to you guys later.